Sean C. Kennedy. No, he is not a politician. How many people put in the abbreviation of one of their letters as a music artist? I know it happens, but so few do. So funny. And no, LL Cool J does not count. Let Life Love You is the newest album released by Sean C. Kennedy. This is, I think, either his second, maybe third album that he's released. It's a little hard to find out. I was looking on the internet trying to find out more information about him, and it's there. I just think that there's a lot that has yet to be kind of organized that I was trying to be specific. That's basically what I'm trying to get at. This album came out during a week where I thought there isn't a whole lot that I really wanted to delve into, and this album caught my attention, and I thought I'd give it a listen. It's only 8 tracks, 7 if you don't include the repeat of one being an acoustic version, and so I thought, why not? And what would I say was the overall experience? Well, this is one of those albums where I'm glad that I have some time to be able to go out and look at new music. I try to do that. That's a reason why I like to do these reviews, is because I'm trying to not just find the popular music, I'm trying to find the good music out there, or just music that would be interesting to share with others. And this is one of those albums where I feel like this follows right into that category. From this album, which is the only one that I've listened to thus far, I found a couple of things that I thought were enjoyable to listen to, and I think that there's a style, while I don't find it particularly defined and precise to be able to distinguish from perhaps other artists out there, it doesn't mean that it sounds bad whatsoever. The first few songs on this album, I was having kind of a hard time trying to figure out if this is a really soft country album, or if this is a singer-songwriter album that has ever so slightly maybe some twang to it. And I want to go with singer-songwriter. I think that there's just perhaps some, I wouldn't necessarily call it country elements. I feel like it's kind of a Midwestern kind of vibe, really. That's really what it feels more like. Arguable between those two? Sure, but I'm not going to debate it here. You figure that part out for yourself. I think I already understand it from what I've experienced. And if you haven't, go listen to it for yourself. I don't think you'll lose anything from listening to this album. But here is the overall ambiance I took from this album. This kind of feels like an album where it feels like you have a friend who is a musician. And this friend says, hey, I trust your opinion. Why don't you listen to this album for me and give me some feedback? And you listen to it, and you definitely think it's above average. You are like, you have something going here, but you don't feel like it's up at the superior level quite yet. So you want to give a compliment, but you want to try and say, hey, you can boost it up in levels, perhaps ever so slightly more. How to do so? Kind of hard to say, because it feels like you already have something kind of going for you there. It feels like you're getting there, but I think that's your journey that you have to take on. It's not for me to decide. I feel like I want to be impressed, but I'm just kind of enjoying it. Does that make sense? And because I'm trying to convey a positive note in this album, let me talk about a couple of good songs that came out of this album. To just put in an actual highlight, I'm going to include the first song, Guilty. And then the first song where I have a little bit more to say on a positive note is the song, Can We Go Driving? There's kind of this vocal edit that kind of sounds like it's trying to be auto-tuned a little bit, but not quite that. It feels like it's a little bit more, and it's not trying to overshadow or hide any mishaps in there. It actually feels like it's an effect that's trying to be utilized well. And I will say, its effect I think it works. I will say it feels like it needed one more element to reach it to that level where I feel like I would have been slightly more impressed, but I did enjoy the song, so that's why I gotta mention it. Then he has a song called Lavender. Another song that would feel like a traditional, soft singer-songwriter song, except it includes a little bit of a interesting effect from a keyboard of some kind. It almost feels like it's a keytar, not just a keyboard, but a keytar. No idea, but it feels that way. Then he has the song Free. This song, the original version, I don't really grasp onto it that much. Lyrically, it's fine, but the delivery of it doesn't feel as effective. However, this is the song that does get the acoustic treatment at the very end, and the acoustic version is not really what you would call, maybe in most people's traditional minds, acoustic like in acoustic guitar. It's more of a added strings version of acoustic. A lot more violin, a little bit of cello, so you just got these strings that add a little bit more. And the sound's impact just is strengthened much better. So I have to recommend that version of the song. It feels like a persona in a movie finally becomes a character, and it's not just a body there. This song develops character with this rendition. Where this album lacks is kind of the drive, I would say. In at least two of the songs, not necessarily dragging, but there's nothing that's propelling the music forward to keep me invested. It feels like something that maybe you would enjoy, but you would perhaps also feel like you were going to doze off ever so slightly to. In the songs that, depending how you would decide if you cared about them or not. So yeah, it's a pretty simple review right here. I think that it's something worth at least reviewing. And if any of you are fans of Mr. Kennedy here, let me know what other things that he has done that would be worth looking into. Sometimes it's good to just get into something like this and just enjoy something simple. So after having listened and reviewed this album with production of 94%, creativity 75%, expression and lyrics 94%, I'm going to give this album a good. Just closing remarks, trying to find a way to wrap it all up. But thank you, Sean. That was fun. I had fun. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you want to discover, promote, and review the best in entertainment, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff down below so you can get that yes in your life. See you next time.